Hey everybody, what's up? Part 3, so I'll get right into it. E equals FB. Paul, you bastard, I knew you were going to ask me this question. Should marijuana be legalized? Why or why not? I'm a very strong proponent for the decriminalization and legalization of marijuana. Now, some people are going to feel strongly about this issue, and you can give me your feedback. But these are my opinions because this was asked of me. I think that... I think it's hypocritical for people to be so strongly against decriminalization and legalization of marijuana and yet be supportive of tobacco and alcohol and things of that nature. Other recreational drugs. I think that the hypocrisy runs very deeply in that regard. I think that the illegalities of marijuana and the punishments and the fines and sentences that follow are I think it's very lucrative for the government as far as seizures. I think it's a cash cow. I mean, it is the biggest. It's one of the biggest cash crops in the United States. Period. End of story. Bigger than corn. So I think it's like 80 million people have used it in the United States. 80 million Americans. And I get some of my information from different websites and different organizations like NORML, and it's not that I conform my ideas to everything that's put out there by these organizations, but you know, I try to get the most up-to-date information from you know, grassroots organizations that are kind of on the front line, so to speak, fighting the good fight. You know, 20 million Americans have used it within the last year, and 11 million Americans use it regularly, even under the you know, the harsh penalties that are available for it. That ought to tell you something. And I think that the whole war on drugs, the demonization of marijuana is another manipulation game. It's smoke and mirrors. It's designed to make you think a certain way about this drug, and it's really ridiculous. The commercial, the medicinal uses of marijuana, the commercial uses, the industrial uses of hemp. I mean, these things are fucking no-brainers, people. I mean, they really are. And you know, for me, it's a personal issue as well. It's the same as your personal opinions about the use of cigarettes or alcohol. I know there's a lot of studies out there. There's studies in support of and against marijuana, and I'm not saying there are no detrimental effects of marijuana. I'm not saying there are no damaging effects, but I'm saying that they are no worse than tobacco. They are no worse than alcohol and any of the others that are out there, any of the other recreational drugs that are legalized and, you know, are big cash cows for big corporations. So, and again, it boils down to these mortality rates too. I mean, there have been no marijuana-related deaths. Look at how many people tobacco, cigarettes kills. Nicotine, you know, filled cigarettes. Look at how much the kinds of injuries, arrests, deaths that alcohol causes. Alcohol poisoning. I mean, it can destroy so many aspects of your life, and is so very addictive to the body. So, so those are some of my personal thoughts and opinions. I hope that answered your question to some degree, Paul. And I always look forward to your feedback and suggestions about things when it comes to this subject. And you know, anybody else, give me some feedback. I don't mind. So, and then Zach, Feel Free to Argue, says, I think the proper phrasing for that question is, do you think marijuana should be legalized, or are you an ignorant fascist pig? That's a good question. Doug, Qualia Soup. For those of you that do not know Doug at Qualia Soup, you need to check him out. And if you go check the question vid, you'll see his username, and it's going to be in the description box. He's an articulate, intelligent vlogger. He vlogs a lot about religion, but he's wickedly intelligent, and all of his videos are masterpieces. So Doug says, you've covered so many subjects, but I've never seen you sing a Carpenter song in the style of death metal. So testing your statement that everything is fair game, could you give us a few lines? Yes, Doug. Yes, I can. So I am going to sing a few lines of Superstar by the Carpenters, just for Doug and everyone else's pleasure. Long ago and oh so far away, I fell in love with you before the second show. Your guitar, it sounds so sweet and clear, but you're not really here, it's just the radio! So I hope that was death metal enough for you. I don't know if that necessarily constituted death metal, but it was my best attempt. So there you go. So yes, I've now done the Carpenters death metal. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Missing Kaylist. She made quite a lot of comments because she's a wonderful lady. But she said, "Okay, do you drink Kool-Aid?" No, I don't actually. I honestly, I didn't even drink Kool-Aid as a kid much. I know my mom made it a few times, but I never really got into it. I thought it, kind of sucked. Shitty sugar water that if you don't put the right mixture in, then it's bad. And then, of course, she says, so if you make Kool-Aid, do you use fluorinated tap water? Yeah, unfortunately, I have my views and opinions on fluoride, and I do not have a defluorination filter, though I would love to get one for at least the sink, if not my entire house. But they are so ridiculously expensive. I just choose not to ingest fluoride. So I don't make Kool-Aid, and but I probably would end up making it with fluorinated tap water, which sucks. T4705 MB6. T4705 MB6. I think his name is Jamie. Asks, should I boil a lobster after I kill it or simply throw it in the pot while it's still alive? You need to put it in the pot while it's still alive. If it is dead prior to putting it in the pot, it may not cook properly. The meat may not cook properly. Also, for those of you that are thinking, well, that's just cruel to the lobster, or maybe thinking, does a lobster feel pain? I actually did a little research on that, and it's my understanding from what I've seen and read that studies have been done, scientific studies to lobsters, and they very much like insects where they do not have central nervous systems, so they cannot process pain. So there you go. So the lobster's just going to flop around until it's cooked. Izzy Izod, you are just too funny. Congrats on the 300. My question, is your whole family like you? No, not quite. I am quite the I can be quite the jokester and the outrageous guy in my family. Most of my family, I didn't get it from nowhere. I mean, my family loves to joke. We love to have a good time. They have many of them have great senses of humor. My dad and I are very close. We love to joke around and, tell all kinds of jokes, dirty jokes, whatever. He used to be on the pool league with me. I got him on pool league. We used to, drink beer and raise hell. My mom, who died in June, her and I used to butt heads a bit, but we always had a good relationship, joking. And my brother's got a good sense of humor, but he's a little stiffer around the edges sometimes, just real serious about certain things. But yeah, some of my family's like me. We love to have a good time. So Nemo Utopian, is 2112 your name a reference to the Rush album? Yes, I answered that. I may not have answered that in the earlier one, but yes, it is. And IMBB only one. Will you pose for a sculpture for me? Yes, I will. And I'll even pose for a nude sculpture because, though I probably should have, I don't have any preconceived insecurities about my body. So, yes, I will pose for you. So that's all I got. Those are the answers. Thanks, everybody, and peace.